So what's going to happen today? The workers at Tiwai Smelter in Southland will finally today have an answer on their future. After months of being in limbo and months of speculation, the Rio Tinto-owned Aluminium plant employs 800 full-time workers but is responsible for thousands and thousands more jobs in the region, injecting more than $500 million into the local economy each year. Invercargill Mayor Tim Shadbolt joins me now. Tim, morning to you. Great to have you with us again.
Good morning. Yes, thank you, Paul.
First up, gut feeling. Which way is it going to go? The Prime Minister just told me that obviously he really hopes that Rio Tinto will stay on, and his gut feeling is that they will. What's yours?
It's very much the same. I think last time round we had the problem of the New Zealand dollar, which was ridiculously too high, so it's come down to realistic levels. The price of electricity, especially on the spot market, was ridiculously too high, so that's planing out now. The lakes are all chocker at the moment. In fact, we're spilling water out of them. We've got too much water behind our dams at the moment. And the world price of aluminium was sort of spiralling downward. Now at least it's on a bit of a roller coaster ride. It goes up and down.
Would you say that the majority of workers there at Tiwai, the majority in the local involved in the local economy there, share your optimism that today will be good news?
Well, I think to a degree they will, because it's not just, this is the negotiations with Merit and electricity, but there's 3 or 4 other players waiting in the wings, so it's not all over. And even if it may lead to a sale, it may lead to a change of ownership, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to close. So there's a lot of what-ifs, and we're just looking forward to getting a straight answer like you guys.
Yeah, and that's what and that's exactly, I was going to make that point now. It's a straight answer that you want. It's some kind of guarantee, because it's been very piecemeal up until now. What do you think the chances are that today you will get some kind of medium to long-term guarantee that operation is going to continue into the future?
I think there's a very good chance of that happening, Paul, and it'll be a huge relief. I mean, you just want a degree of certainty. Nothing's certain forever, of course, but, you know, if they're going to give us the old Parker punch and knock us out, we'd rather have it sooner than later.
Have you been involved at all in any negotiations with Rio Tinto on this? I mean, have they asked for any benefits from council?
No, they haven't, and they've been very good to us in terms of information. There's regular meetings, they give us ticky tours of the site, they explain to us all the problems they're up against, and we've had the same sort of contact with electricity companies. So they have kept us well in the loop. No complaints there.
One of the issues, and I've talked about this a little bit today, if they decided, which as we're saying we think they won't, but one of the downsides of pulling the pin for them is a phenomenal cost to make good in terms of cleaning up the land, which has been estimated at around $400 million.
That's right, that's a key factor, and I spoke to Bill English at length over this issue as to whether or not that guarantee was definitely locked in, and he said, look, they're always building all around the world on major projects. If the word got around that they reneged on a deal, they wouldn't get anywhere, or to make future developments for that company very difficult indeed. So I think they'll stick by their word, and that could take years, that restoration project in itself. So it gives us time to develop, diversify, look at other options, and there's quite a few around.
Yeah, and to be honest, that's a pretty sizable incentive to keep going anyway, isn't it? That $400 million. All right, Tim, I wish you all the very best.
Right.
We really want this operation to keep going down there at Tiwai. I wish you all the very best for the decision at 5 o'clock today.
Thanks very much, Paul. Appreciate your support.
Brilliant. Tim Shadbolt, Invercargill Mayor.